I say sometimes, oh, that was easy, that's easy, that's easy, and then I didn't spend enough time on it, and I felt like some of you missed it. All right, so I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm going to go down and do every single problem today. All right, and again, immediately speak up. All right, so everybody should be able to write number 1. Express as a table. All right, so here's what they mean by expressing it as a table. The first coordinate is the what? X, or the domain. Thank you. The second is the what? Which is also called the range. All right, then you're just putting it in a table. All right, some of you are confused about what I said about putting in the numerical order. Do I really care in a table about the order? No. All right, but, you know, it is 4, 3, -1, 4, 3, -2, -2, 1. Now, let's go ahead and jump ahead a little bit. Is that a function? Yes, it's a function, right? The reason it's a function is because all the x values are what? All the x values are different. Very good, Aiden. Thank you. Good start for today. That's all it is. That's all it was. All you do is look at the x values. If the x values are all different, it's a function. Now we have to plot the points, which I thought everybody knew how to do, but I was mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So 4, 3 is right there. Let's do -1, 4. -1, 1, 2, 3, 4 is right there. Now everybody graph 3, -2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then -2, 1. -2, 1. Anybody have any questions? Yes, good for you. Oh, well, listen, there's really nothing to understand. This is the x and this is the y. You move x first and then you move y second. Seriously, that's all it is. So if I want to graph 4, 3, I go to the right 4, and let me do this. I go to the right 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I go what? Up 3. That's it. That's all there is to it. You always move what? Left and right first, then you move up and down second. Now go look at all those points and make sure you got that. Yes, sir.
Do we have to like put like all like the numbers down, or can we just like kind of estimate?
We're not guesstimating. What
Well,
are you?
no, like.
This is what you should be plotting the points. Oh, I understand what you're saying.
Like you said, if
Yeah. Look, she did a good job. I'm not. You don't have to. I mean, I should have given you some graph paper, but we don't have graph paper, so I understand what you're saying now. Just do this and make a few tick marks and be done with it. All right. Yes, some of you guys don't make it too elaborate. You know, that's the bad thing about not having notability, right? That's why I want to use notability, but I didn't think I could because you guys were being too sloppy. All right. So I'd really like to go back to notability, but you got to prove to me first you can do good work on paper. All right. When I look around the room, I should be able to see and plot. All right. Now all I want you to do is make an x and y axis, though. All right, I don't know what those points are. All right, now in your mapping, here's where I said generally we put them in numerical order. So the smallest number was what? -2, then -1, then 3 and 4. But I said if you don't do that, do I care? No, I don't. All right, then on the range, it was -2, 1, 3, and 4. And now I just created -2 maps to 1. -1 maps to 4. 3 maps to -2. And 4 maps to 3. Come on, does everybody agree with me now? That's all there was to it. That's it. Now remember what I told you, it's no good if you're just copying things down and not paying attention. What?
Maybe like open up ability so we can like see the questions and stuff.
No, you pay attention with me. You do it just with me.
But like, so we're not like copying down.
I don't know what you mean.
He wants to go ahead.
No, like not bad. It's like I want to like whatever.
He's trying to do it by himself and then look at it.
Yeah.
I think it's important. This is the section that we struggled with. That's why I'm just going step by step through every single problem for you. All right, I would feel better if you're just paying attention and, you know, I mean, how's that look? All right, I really want you focusing with me right now. What?
Can you go back up just for that?
All right. Now, in questions 2 and 3, this will probably be like a multiple choice question if I'm going to put that on the test. But it says the graph below represents the height of a tsunami as it travels across the ocean. So everybody know what a tsunami is, right?
Yeah.
Right. So in a tsunami, when there's an earthquake, the wave starts out what? Small, and then it gets what? As it travels, or as time goes. All right, that's all they're wanting you to see there. All right. The height of the tsunami gets larger as time goes on. That's all. I don't even care if you write that out. I just want to make sure that you're understanding. You're supposed to be able to interpret that graph. Right? Just like number 3. The graph below represents a student taking an exam. So what do you think happens? How would you describe this process? Or what's going on? Justice, tell me.
You answer one question at a time.
Yes, but what happens from here to here, though?
Yeah.
So what happens maybe there?
Got better and then it stayed the same. Then it got better.
But what would you say is happening when it stayed the same? Maybe he's what? Yeah, maybe he's thinking about a question, or he didn't know how to do a question. So he's just sitting there thinking about it before he moved on. Or he could be writing an essay. That's exactly correct. So there's lots of different things you could say. Does everybody agree? Right? Generally, when you take a test, right, as you're taking the test, you're doing the problems. What?
So you know how you write essays, you keep on progressing, right?
Mm-hmm. But the question wasn't finished.
Yeah.
All right? That's what we're thinking. All right, now let's look here. Express the relation shown in each table mapping or graph as a set of ordered pairs. All right, so number 4. Who wants to tell me the ordered pairs on number 4? Diesel?
Is it all 9?
Yes?
3, 3, 2, 9, 6, and 1, 4.
Yeah, this is what I didn't understand. I really didn't know why people, I just expected that to be kind of easy. There's just different forms, right? All right, so now number 5. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. Who wants to help me out with number 5? Tell me what the ordered pairs are. Joseph, good.
9, 5.
9, 5. What else?
-6.
Nope. 9, what else?
Oh, and then 9, 3.
Yes, 9, 3. Then what?
-6 and -5.
Good. Then what?
4 and 3.
Yep.
And then 8 and 7 and 8 and 5.
Is that a function?
No.
This is definitely not a function. Because 8 is repeated and 9 is repeated. Is number 4 a function? Yeah, because what's true about the x's? Yeah, they don't repeat. Yes, sir.
Do we have to write them up and down? Or
I don't care. There we go. All right, here we go. For number 6. You got this? All right, tell me.
1, 1.
1, 1.
1. Or wait, no, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Negative 1, negative 4.
Negative 1 what?
Negative 4. Or no, negative 3. Sorry.
Thank you.
And then negative 1, negative 2. and then
Wait a minute. Negative
Or
1,
wait, no, sorry. Negative 2, negative
negative 2, negative what?
2.
And then
Negative 1. Or negative 3, negative 1.
no. Well, I mean, it's kind of weird because, let's see, if you're asking me this, there's negative 1, negative 3, right? This one here is negative 3, negative 1. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure that you understand this point that I just highlighted right there is negative 3, negative 1. This point right here is negative 1, negative 3. Okay?
So this would be a function.
Yes, this is a function because all the x values are what? All the x values are different. So you would say, yes, that's a function. All right, let's check out 7. It says the graph shows the number of home runs hit by Andrew Jones of the Atlanta Braves. Express the relation as a set of ordered pairs. Then describe the domain and range. So, okay, it's kind of hard here. Do you agree? If we zoom in on this. So this would be what? What year?
02.
02. And then about, what does that look like to me? I think 35 is good. The next one would be what? 03 and 36. The next one would be 04 and probably what?
29.
29. The next one is 06 and it was 41. And the last one. And
27.
yeah, guys.
Yeah, I think it was 5.
Oh, did I? Yep, thank you very much. Thanks, guys. So 05 was what?
It was 51.
51.
And it's a function.
And it is a function. And the domain we would just say is what? All of these. This is the domain. And then all of these are the what? Those y values are the range. Now again, it's kind of annoying because you just have to know the definitions. That's all. Yes, sir. No, they don't have to. I just think it's easier to start with the left and go to the right. That's why they're in line. Yep. I appreciate it. Yeah, I missed 05 first because it was. All right. Everybody okay with that, right? Okay, now is the time, guys. If you're not sure about something, now's the time. One last chance. Does anybody have any questions with plotting points? Tell me about the domain. Tell me about the range. Good for you. Okay, so if something is a function, all of the x values must be different. That's it. That's all it means. All right? So in this case, number 4, all I do is I want you to look at 0, -8, 2, 1. Those are all different. So it's a function. Now, if I said this, let's say I said this was 9, 9, 9, 9. Is it still a function? Yes, because it has nothing to do with the y values. It has nothing to do with the y values. If somebody asks you, is it a function, all you do is you look at the x's. That's all you do. Over here, is this a function? No, because look at this. That maps to two numbers. it can't go to two numbers. Every x has one y. You hear me on this? Do you think you're good now? All right, very good. Thank you, Joseph. Come on, that's how you get smarter. Speaking up.
My number 6.
6, good.
I need help on the masonry.
Okay, so truthfully, what we did, I wouldn't have done it his way because it seems almost random. What I would have done was I always start from the left and go to the right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you this point right there. That point is -3, -1.
Where do you get the
I went 1, 2, 3, down 1. You good now? Now the next one I'm getting ready to do is we're going to talk about this point right there. That point is -2, -2. Agreed?
Why was it 2?
Because I counted over 2 spaces. 1.
No, for y.
Why is it -2?
Yeah.
Because I went down 2. 1, 2.
Oh.
Right, so what's this point going to be right here? Why don't you tell me what this point is?
That's -1 and -2.
Wow. See? That's what I'm saying. It's just silly not to know something. Silly. Speak up. I really want to help you. I do get annoyed if, you wait till the very end until you ask a question. Right? But I'll answer it. I just would prefer that you kind of, be brave. Put your hand up when you don't know something. No one in here is going to think any more or any less of you. All right? Honestly. All right? And then it was 1, 1, right? The other point was 1, 1, and the other point was 2, 1. Do you agree with that? This point right here is 1, 1, and this is 2, 1. Anybody have any other questions before we move on? That wasn't bad at all. Not at all. Okay, so here we go. Now the 1.7. Yeah, this is the one. Some of you guys, I wasn't sure what you're thinking on the last test. Is number 1 is it a function? Is number 1 a function?
Yes.
Yes, confidently.
Yes.
Right, because look at the x's. 1-7. 117 now.
True random function.
No. You can just write yes or no. I'm totally fine with that. All right, I'm totally fine with that. Does everybody see that's a yes, correct? Any questions? All right, number 2, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. I'm just looking here, making sure they're mapped to one number. Number 3, yes or no?
No.
All right, guys, I'm feeling better now. No. You see why, right? Again, this guy goes to 2 y values. It can only be mapped to 1 y value. All right, so here we go. Let's see how good we're doing. Look here. Yes or no? Yes. Yes or no? Because x values are listed twice, so it's definitely a no.
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Somebody tell me why no. Tell us. 2 3s. Beautiful. Everybody happy with that? All right, let's go down here. Number 7. Yes or no?
Yes. No. Yes.
2 4 3 5 -2. Yes. Number 8. Yes or no?
No.
Everybody agree with that? Very good. All right. Now, for some strange reason, they introduce a line here, which I'm not going to put on the test. All right, but I will tell you that The 9 right here is a yes. The equation of a line is a function. All right. So number 10 is also a line. So that's going to be what?
Yes.
Yes. Now I'll be able to explain that more, I think, in chapter 3, I think. All right. Maybe it's chapter 4 where we start graphing lines. No, I'm not going to make you do that. That's just a fact you're memorizing.
You don't have to know.
Yeah. Good. Good. I'm just giving you information. I don't think it's a fair question because we haven't discussed how to graph a line yet. And we did it last year, but I'm not expecting you to remember. All right, now for 11, 12, and 13, we have the actual graphs. So now the quickest way to determine whether it's a function or not is to draw a vertical line. Look right here, guys. Bless you. See this vertical line? When you draw a vertical line, if it crosses in one spot, it's a function. So is this a function?
Yes.
Because it only touches at what? Everything only touches at one point. Very good. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, now let's look at the next one. All right, let's see if I can say the same for that. So I'm going to draw a vertical line. And I'm going to move it. Is it a function so far?
Yes.
Function so far?
No.
No. Why? Because that line hit 2 points. It's called the vertical line test. No. Now you really don't have to know that. And why do I say that? Because this x coordinate right here has what? Has 2 y values. You can't. An x cannot have 2 y values in order to be a function. Am I good? So this one should be pretty easy now. That's definitely a what? Definitely a no. Definitely no. All right. Now the hard part. This here. All right. Now again, this is just called functional notation. So who remembers what I do with the 4? Tell me, Coleman.
Put it in X.
Put it in for x. Do I plug it into the f function or do I plug it in for the g function? The f. Why? Because it says what? F. So right on here, I want you to put f of 4 equals. I want everybody to put f of 4 equals 3 times 4 plus 2. And if you can do that mental math, I'm happy. What's 3 times 4? Plus 2? 14. 14. Everybody good? Okay, so now f of negative 2. 3 times negative 2 plus 2. That's what I want you to write down. What does that equal, somebody? I think negative 4, right? Does everybody agree negative 4? Plus 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4. All right. Now, g of negative 3. Where do you think I have to put the negative 3 this time? Into the g function. Very good. So just to make sure you see, this g is this guy over here. So now I have to do negative 3 squared minus negative 3. That's right. So negative 3 squared is 9 plus 3, which is 9 plus 3, which is 12. I'm not sure how somebody getting negative 6. Are you telling me that negative 3 squared
Negative 3 squared
is what?
9.
Is what? No, it's not. Remember, negative 3 squared, because it's in parentheses, means negative 3 times negative 3.
Oh.
Right? So Carter said something smart, so I want to make sure everybody hears me. If I said, what's negative 3 squared, Carter, now you would tell me it's what? Look up. Everybody look up and make sure you're hearing me. What is negative 3 squared?
9.
Nope. It's negative 9 this time. If I say this, what's the answer? Positive 9 this time. All right, that's what you have to remember. Parentheses, no parentheses. All right, hopefully you learned something right there. All right, now for number 20. F of 2 plus 1. What do I have to do? Plug what in? 2 into the f function, and then add 1. That's it. So it's going to be 3 times 2 plus 2, and then what? Plus 1.
So, plus 1 at the end.
Yes. Do the plus 1 at the end. So what's that answer?
9.
I think 9 is correct. Oh, well, I'm going to do those anyway. All right, what is g of 2 minus 2?
Negative. Wait. Oh, sorry. I agree with you.
Don't worry, it's okay. It's all right.
So, yeah, that'd be it.
So what's 2 squared?
It's,
4 minus 2
2.
minus 2. That equals 0. That equals 0. All right, now this one's not going to be on the test, but I still want to show you. What does this mean I do? What's f of x plus 1 mean? What do I do? No, 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 no. F of x plus 1, what do you think?
2x.
All that means is to take what's inside the parentheses and replace it with x. So what do I mean by that? This x plus 1 is going to go in for that x right there. So I want everybody to put down equals 3 open parentheses x plus 1 plus 2. Yes, we're going to end up distributing the 3, yes. But the first thing I wanted you to say was you replace x with x plus 1. You replace x with x plus 1. Now when I distribute, I get 3x plus 3 plus 2, which is 3x plus what? 5. Make sure you're doing that. Everybody good? All right. F of 8. Now, I did all the evens. I want someone else to help me out now. What do I do with f of 8? Thank you, Hubble. What do I do? Hubble, how do I do 14 through 24? And you're telling me you don't know. Come on, Hubble. What do I do with the 8, Hubble? Put it in for what? X value. Hubble, come on now. Look up here. Make sure you're following me. F of 8 means to plug 8 in for X right here. That's the same as what I did for 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24. Nothing is different. So when I plug 8 in, what do I get? Good. Well, 3 times 8 is what? Not 32.
Oh,
Then, there you go, buddy. Don't be nervous about that. So, Hubble, you're good now. You understand what I'm telling you, Hubble? I'm not going to let you sit there and not ask me a question. You understand why I'm frustrated now, right? Why am I frustrated? That's right. Hubble, your job is to speak up. I want to help you. You hear me? I want to help you. You've got to speak up. Thank you, Miss Buchanan. Okay, so what do I do with the next one?
So it's 3.
Girl. Good mistake, though.
That was G.
Yes, there you go. That's all right.
It's 2 squared minus.
That's exactly right. Right, 2 is the answer. right, now listen. What I think Carly is pretty brave because sometimes she doesn't understand something. She puts her hands up and, hey, let me try the problem. Let's make sure I know how to do it. That's what you should be doing. If you're not sure, raise your hand. I would much rather help somebody who doesn't know than the same person to ask or do the problems because they know how to do it. What's the point? You know how to do it? That's what I thought you would say. Tell me how to do number 19. What would I do? I can't hear you, Thomas. There's a big, music going on in the background.
-6 squared minus -6.
You're awesome, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. -6 squared minus -6. You said it beautifully. So, Thomas, what's -6 squared? How much?
-36.
Now remember, because it's in parentheses, the negative becomes a what?
Positive.
Thank you for speaking up, Thomas. And then the double negatives become a?
Positive.
Right. So my final answer, Thomas, is?
42.
You're awesome, Thomas. Thank you, buddy. That's what I mean by getting in the game, man. Get in the game. It's easy. You can make an A in here. Pliego, you're up. What do I do? Good. Good. You're awesome, girl. So what is that? 3 times 1 plus 2 minus 1. You're welcome. Aiden, you're up. There you go, buddy. Remember now, if you're not sure, tell me. So what's -1 squared? It's in parentheses. When you're in parentheses, it becomes a what? Positive. 1. Then what? Six. Don't be sorry. Now, remember now, just take your time, okay? No rush. No one's putting any pressure on you. Oh, you think you can do the next one? What? You're supposed to say, of course I can do the next one, but I do have a question on this one.
So do you do for the -1 and the minus? Do you do plus?
Yeah, double negatives make a positive. Double negatives make a positive. Good for you, Diesel. Tell me.
Can I do the next one?
Yes, thank you. Took them off the hook. All right, good job. Go. What do I do?
You,
Oh, hold on.
um,
Equals.
equals 3b squared.
Good job. Now I need you to put in parentheses. And then what?
Then you do minus,
Shh.
minus 3b.
Exactly right. Okay, now I got to ask you a tough question. What is this squared?
Is it,
Be careful.
is it, 9b?
9b? No, 9b what?
9b squared?
Yeah, there you go. 9b squared, because you're squaring the 3 and you're squaring the b. So your answer is
Is it 9b minus 3b?
9b squared.
Squared minus 3b.
Yeah, and you can't combine those because they're different.
There's 1 squared and 1.
Yeah, one's squared and one's not, so you can't combine them. Thank you for asking.
Why are you keeping
Why am I what?
why are you like keeping this?
On the B? Why am I? Because look, it's in parentheses. That means you're doing it to both. All right, so what am I trying to tell you? What is 3 squared? 9. Then what's b squared? B squared. I just said, what is b squared? B squared. All right, you happy with that? Okay, so now listen. I just feel like really good about what we just did. What time do we get?
45.
We get out in 5 minutes, right? So is that right? 5 minutes. So all I'm asking you to do is this: is review. All right, review. That means take the note and put it into Notability. All right, take the note, the review of 1.6 and 1.7, and put it in Notability. All right, and then I want you to just practice some of the problems, especially the plotting points. Whatever you think you're having trouble with. Yes.
Can we transfer these now?
No, you're supposed to do it again. Those are the answers. All right, so here, let me say it again because I don't think I was clear. I want you just to practice. That's what I want you to do. You with me? I'm not asking you to go home and do the whole thing over. I want you to say to yourself, these are the couple problems that I wasn't sure about. I want to double check those problems.
So don't do the ones after the one.
I just want you to, just practice. You with me on that?
Yeah.
All right, what time's the bell ring?
We got 45.
I would have gone from